This video introduces to users of PhotoDoc version 2 new user interface and new features in PhotoDoc version 3. No features were removed from PhotoDoc version 2, but some of them have been moved to new places in an enhanced user interface. The folder screen you see here is familiar. We've added a menu bar which has some new commands and some commands that previously required a keystroke. The Forms engine has been enhanced in its ability to implement certain algorithms like the ABFO proposed bite mark algorithm, and as we change characteristics of the biter's teeth or characteristics of the bite mark itself, the computer only gives us the diagnostic options as recommended by the ABFO proposed bite mark algorithm. We're going to go now to the photo screen and catch me on a particularly bad day. Press the A key to bring up the image analyzer, and we notice that the tabs are gone because everything has been collapsed and all the commands are now a single menu. So I can add a filter like that, and I can add a second filter. Let's do a sharpen filter. You're going to notice that the parameters or the settings on the filters are now down below. I can delete a filter by clicking on it and pushing the delete key, or I can click on it and pick delete current tool from the menu. I can also add arrows, which we had in version 2, from the same menu item. In version 2, you could push Control twice to bring up the magnifier, but this caused problems on the Macintosh. So we've added a Alt-M to turn the magnifier on. Alt-M again will turn the magnifier off. There are some new drawing tools as well. You can put text onto a photo like that, and then if you type, "This is a very, very, very long sentence," you get that the text will fit into the box that you give it. It works when you zoom. It works when you rotate. There you see that. The other new drawing tool is the path tool that can draw lines and curves. So I can go like this, like this, like that, like that. If I don't like where the point went, I can move it with the keyboard. If I want to enter a square point instead of a curve point, there you see it kind of curving, I can hold down Shift to make that particular point a square, or I can make point squares by Shift clicking them to click back and forth. These drawing tools are useful on images, but PhotoDoc version 3 extends them to traumograms as well. This is a new traumogram that's designed to let dentists think about pictures of teeth, and just like the traumograms before, we can drag points in and we can associate pictures with points. We can drag onto a point if we're a little bit more dexterous than I am right now. It works when you drop it right onto the point. We can also have filled paths, arrows, and text on the traumagram. And of course, if photos and traumograms are going to get drawing tools, scanned images, and growth charts wanted to have the same benefits as well. The image comparer is all new in PhotoDoc version 3, and it compares more than 2 images. So I'm going to drag a rear image into the rear, and I'm going to drag 2 images into the front of the image comparer. I now have a stack of 3 different images. I can drag them around like that, or I can drag the division between the front and the back like so. I can hide an image by clicking its eye icon. It'll become more obvious when I click this one. Or I can say that I want to work with an image's tools by clicking the wrench. Notice that when I click the wrench, the other images become transparent so I can see the image that I'm working on. When images are not being worked on, their tools are locked so that they do not inadvertently get changed. Even when I'm working on an image, I can accidentally mess things up like that. Control-Alt-Z undoes my changes. Control-Alt-Y redoes them, and so forth. So, gotta get rid of the magnifier there. So that's the eye icon and the tool icon. If I select a ruler, the rectify icon lets me rectify the image. The last icon is the reverse icon, which flips the image over. But as I do this, I would like you to take a look at this border around the image comparison. As I flip, you see it changes from red and blue dashes to solid blue. I'll make this even more obvious by flipping the frontmost picture in the back, and it now flips between red and dashes and red and dashes. So it's looking at the frontmost front image and the frontmost rear image. If it's flipped, they're red. If it's not flipped, they're blue. And the consequence is you can see at a glance whether or not you are making an appropriate comparison. Now I'm going to switch to an image comparer that I have prepared previously, like this. And here we have an image comparer that we're comparing to a byte like that. And just like we had in PhotoDoc version 2, I can pick the hollow volumes. Now I need to unclick that to make everything the right size, and that looks pretty good. But the computer didn't necessarily trace where I would have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the hollow volumes off, and I'm going to do a path control, right like this. Now guys, I am not a dentist, so please don't laugh at how I draw this occlusal surface, because if it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, that's accurate, but I can now close the shape, make it purple, and that looks pretty good to me. I pushed escape to stop drawing the path, and now I am going to hide the image like that, and that's where the tooth is on the image. Of course, if I wanted to turn on all of the other paths like this, it looks even nicer. One of the things I forgot to mention earlier is that I can fill the shape, and then I can set the fill color like this, or if I want to set it even more accurately, I can control the red, the green, the blue. But what I really want to do is I want to make it the same color as this over here, so I can just drag and make it that exact color. In this case, I'm going to set it back to what it was and unfill the shape. So back where we were, we have a pretty decent match there, but it's not great. But if I added, say, another set of teeth, and another set of teeth, and yet another set of teeth, my golly, that green one looks so very, very nice in there. I think I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of that, and get rid of that. At this point, I could say that I was done, but being done would be such a boring way to be. So what if instead I were to now restore the image, and now our familiar image comparison tools from PhotoDoc version 2 still work. So we can hit C to bring up the fade function, hit it again, do vertical wipes, horizontal wipes again, using the right mouse cursor as you are accustomed to in version 2. I am now going to hide the front image and unselect the image to show the outlines again. I am now going to use the new screen capture feature like this, and I'm going to drag over what I want to capture, give the computer just a minute. Now I can set how big an image I want to capture like so. I can export to the photos, to the clipboard, but I can export it to a file, and I am going to give it a PNG file, put it on the desktop, and away that file goes. So these are the new features in PhotoDoc version 3.0. I hope that you guys enjoy the opportunity to check them out and give us lots of feedback. Thank you.